What up, techies? ESG investing has come under fire recently due to its lack of regulation and the fact that many ESG funds have been found to include companies that do align with their stated goals. For example, last year, a study found that many so-called sin stocks companies whose portfolios engage in activities that are harmful to society were being held by ESG funds. According to People, the current system for evaluating ESG performance is flawed. However, it's worth noting that Tesla was excluded from a significant ESG index last month, which has only exacerbated the company's stock decline. So what exactly is happening with the ESG index, and why is Tesla not included in the list? Last month, in response to Tesla being removed from the S&P 500 ESG index, Elon Musk tweeted that ESG was a scam. He also pointed out that Exxon, one of the most polluting companies in the world, was listed among the index's top 10 best companies. The S&P 500 ESG index was introduced in 2019. It is a valuation tool that measures the stock value of some of the largest companies in the United States based on market capitalization. These companies are required to meet certain sustainability standards. Its coverage is comparable to that of the first version of the S&P 500 index. Still, its primary objective is to assist investors in selecting companies based on their adherence to strong ESG principles. The index's constituents are analyzed for their participation in industries regarded as incompatible with ESG goals, such as the production of contentious weapons and tobacco products, as well as their ratings according to the United Nations Global Compact, a worldwide infrastructure for the practice of corporate social responsibility. The ESG index is an index that measures environmental, social, and governance factors to determine how well corporations perform. In other words, it's designed to give a more accurate picture of a company's social responsibility obligations than what it says on its website. The index includes the companies with the lowest rankings compared to their competitors. After various company scandals, Elon Musk and many people were dissatisfied with Tesla's ESG ratings. The oil titan ExxonMobil Corporation was added to the list, which irritated the world's richest person even more. Even though it manufactures electric vehicles, Tesla was excluded from the list due to the S&P's observation in a blog post that the company did not have a low-carbon plan. They pointed out that 10 ESGs have been criticized for allowing corporations and investors to dodge scrutiny for socially unacceptable activities or investments, which has led to some trepidation in the industry. However, Tesla's lack of business ethics guidelines, allegations of discrimination, and hazardous working conditions at its California production, and the company's handling of a National Highway Traffic Safety Administration inquiry. To be clear, Tesla does not oppose ESG investments. Rather, it calls for a rating system that considers both a company's positive and negative effects. The existing assessments frequently prioritize the mitigation of negative consequences while overlooking the positive aspects. Tesla already claimed in its 2021 impact report that current ESG evaluation methodologies are fundamentally flawed because they don't focus on the company's real-world impact on society and the environment. There is no question that Tesla is at fault, but to what extent is it responsible? Tesla is being held back by other ESG funds because of its corporate responsibility. The ESG index includes a company in the oil industry, and the Dow Jones Sustainability Index incorporates a company in the cigarette industry. ESG investing is a method for investors to assess the financial risk that companies suffer due to environmental or social issues. To begin with, it is important to know what ESG investing entails. A company's influence on the environment or society is rarely considered in ESG ratings. Because there is a good possibility that there will be $41 trillion worth of ESG assets by the end of 2022, it is important to consider whether or not it is measuring the appropriate things. When discussing this topic, ESG raters use jargon that is difficult to understand. They like to talk about materiality, which indicates whether or not something will have a significant influence on their bottom line, but they do not ask how it will affect the world or the people in it. It all comes down to the figures. MSC, for example, explains on its website that its ESG ratings are not a general measure of corporate goodness or even a synonym for sustainable investing. Rather, they provide a window into one facet of risk to financial performance. On the other hand, socially responsible investment is a tool investors use to make better ethical decisions. Although businesses are rated on a wide range of factors, from their recycling practices to their human rights policies, using various rating systems, the ESG approach emphasizes financial performance more. This is even though companies are rated on a wide variety of factors. It seems that some of the ESG decisions are made at random. However, the Dow Jones Sustainability Index does not include fossil fuels, though economists have cautioned that these businesses will face financial concerns due to climate change. For example, the S&P index does not include oil service firms but includes oil companies in general. Each company that generates ESG ratings uses its own set of criteria, and they aren't transparent about the particulars of its methodology. As a result, the ranking of a corporation can vary greatly from one list to the next. The particularly harmful thing is that each rater wants to keep their secret to themselves. Source, you know that I have the magic method that will assist you in making a lot of money, and although I can't tell you what it all is, believe me when I say that it will make you more money than the other guy's secret does. There is unlikely to be a full convergence in these ratings over time because rating agencies are incentivized to keep their methodology secret. As a result, even if a company's performance worsens, its ratings may still rise because most indexes aren't evaluating the true impact of its behavior. Furthermore, factors such as corporate philanthropy are also taken into consideration, says Thomas Lyon, director of the Erb Institute for Global Sustainable Surprise at the University of Michigan's Ross School of Business. Exxon, for example, spent millions of dollars lobbying to delay climate action by spreading misinformation, including Opus Ed's claim that climate science was still unsettled, and criticizing media hype about climate change. This misinformation was intended to delay climate action. Exxon also has a terrible track record when it comes to political involvement. The World Economic Forum and huge accounting firms may take over the role of the Global Reporting Initiative. GRI is an organization that helps corporations comply with environmental regulations. They are concentrating their efforts on a small subset of the factors that investors care about the most, which can be measured with the least effort. Lyon explains that if we only focus on what investors care about, we will miss the bigger picture of what we need to do to protect the planet. There is also a good chance that the broader effects on people will be overlooked. Although ESG criteria are used in approximately 1/3 of all investments under management, many environmental problems are getting worse. We need an ESG space that monitors whether or not corporations are reducing their environmental impact. It is only natural that Elon Musk is upset about rebalancing the S&P 500 ESG index. Investors may find it more beneficial to compare the ESG performance of businesses on their own. Since the release of the 2021 Impact Report, Tesla has made a significant amount of progress toward becoming as environmentally friendly as possible. It is pretty surprising, if not a little bit disheartening, that the S&P 500 ESG index uses allegations that have not been proven to lower the company's S&P DJI ESG score. What can be done to better reflect investors' expectations in ESG investments? One strategy calls for investment firms to put their money into a limited number of companies that have undergone extensive due diligence, and then use their sway to keep an eye on how those companies are behaving and encourage change there. Another recommendation is for the raters to stop trying to aggregate the results of all of the different metrics into a single score. When ESG ratings attempt to condense all of these goals into a single number, they hide the fact that trade-offs exist. Therefore, ESG should be segmented so that ratings are focused on each item separately because environmental concerns typically have a lot of data and are the easiest to measure. For example, one investor may be concerned about human rights in South America, while another may be concerned about climate change. For example, it is possible to establish a toxicity-weighted exposure metric. The same can be done for various forms of pollution and other metrics of the ESG, thereby reducing trade-offs and errors in their index ratings. The Environmental Protection Agency maintains the toxic release inventory, revealing how much benzene manufacturing facilities emit volatile hazardous chemicals like benzene. The exclusion of Tesla from the ESG index has caused quite a stir in the investment community, with many people arguing that the company should have been included. However, it's worth noting that Tesla is not alone when it comes to sin stocks. There are many other companies whose portfolios include harmful activities. The current system for evaluating ESG performance is flawed, but hopefully this will change in the future as more and more investors become interested in sustainable investing. What do you think about Tesla's exclusion from the ESG index? Comment below and let us know.